Hi guys, it's Brittany. So today's gonna be a movie review, and today I'll be reviewing the 1989 movie Batman. So Batman was released in theaters on June 23rd, 1989. And of course, we all know the story of Batman. And I think in this movie, the very first villain from the comic books that he has come to face is the Joker. I think that's what it is. I think the Joker is probably one of the very first villains he has probably come to face, in the movie. But in the comic book, though, I'm not sure about that. Like, I'm not sure how similar or different between the movie and maybe the comic books. I don't quite know. But anyway, I think the Joker is probably the very first villain um, from the comic books, though, that he has come to face in the movie. And of course, now as we can see in Batman, that Bruce Wayne has been Batman for at least maybe quite some time now. I'm not sure exactly how long, maybe a year or 2 years, if you know what I mean. But it does look like he has been Batman for quite some time because, as we see later in the movie, that people have been talking about um, this man who's like a bat, and they're saying like, they're making up things saying like, oh, I've heard he's immortal, or just something like that. So they don't know what to think of him, really, because they've seen this man in what looks like a bat suit, and of course it is, but they don't know what to call him, and they don't know what to think of him either. And so I think he's been Batman for quite some time in the movie. It doesn't say for how long though. And of course, then we see um, Bruce Wayne's love interest in the movie, which is Vicky Vale, played by Kim Basinger, which she did a really good job. And it's it's just quite good, with the story, with it's just a really good story between the characters and what's going on, and of course um how Jack Nicholson's character became the Joker. I think that was very quite interesting to show. and and I've heard that too, that with Jack Nicholson's character, um that his character's name, like, I'm not sure if that was really the Joker's real name before he became the Joker, or if he just had maybe a different name, so I've heard some things like that. um so I'm not too quite sure on that. And but the story is quite good, and the performances are quite good. And what I do like about it is that I like everything about it. Like I said, I like the story, the performances, everything about it, the music, and of course, in this one we get to see that Bruce Wayne, he's still of course sad about the loss of his parents, because it's something that happened to him at such a young age, and that's something he won't forget. And I think between the movies, it doesn't make quite clear who his parents' killer is, you know, because in this one it shows that it was the character Jack. I think Jack Napier, or that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I probably said that wrong. But then in now in the second one, they didn't really quite focus on that, because they didn't show flashback to who could have been the killer to his parents. But then in the third one, it showed how it could have been, I think, maybe TwoFace. I don't know. Or maybe someone else. I don't know. So, and throughout the movies, they didn't make it quite clear on who exactly killed his parents. And I know in Batman Begins, it showed that it was this guy. Now, I don't know. I think somehow, like I said, between the movies, they don't make it quite clear on that. And I'm not sure if it probably makes it more clear in the comic books than it is in the movies. I'm not sure. But anyway, so of course, it shows this flashback scene of what he's remembering, which could be the fact that maybe who killed his parents could be the fact that it was this guy. You know, Jack Napier, who's now the Joker, that before he was the Joker, that he was probably the one who murdered his parents in front of him. Now, whether is that somewhat true or not, I don't know. But it just shows what he's remembering. So, and of course, as much as he likes, Vicky, at the same time, I think somehow he doesn't want to get too close, when it comes to being in a relationship with someone because he doesn't have to want to reveal the fact that he's Batman, which of course I do understand that, but at the same time, it's like if you like someone and you want to, be with them, it's like you gotta tell them everything, whether if it's about maybe things that might be ridiculous or anything, even when it comes to the really like a big secret of being Batman, that's something you gotta tell somebody. But anyway, so yeah, I just really like everything about it. Like I said, the story, and of course, um, and even later in the movie, it shows how, um, Bruce, when he's being Batman, towards the ending, he confronts the Joker that he's the one who killed his parents. And like I said, whether that may be true or not, I don't know if it is. And um, now to talk about the movie here, which I still am. So I just like how the way it was done. Like I said, the story and how everything just came together. And yeah, I just like how it was done. And, especially like the location setting for the movie and where it was filmed and um, just pretty much how they did it. And the fact that when Michael Keaton had to wear the bat suit, and of course, if you've seen my movie fact video on Batman, I've mentioned that when he had to wear the bat suit, it was very claustrophobic. So that was not good, and I feel bad he had to go through that. But at the same time, both he and Tim Burton thought that in a way, I think that suited for his character. So he had no choice but to stick with that. So either way, it turned out really well, and I like the costume designs, for each character, and I even like how how the Batsuit looked, and of course even the Batmobile, which looked it still looked really nice, and yeah, even like the makeup. The makeup is really good, especially the makeup on Jack Nicholson when he plays the Joker. I mean, it's just so good that it's like it doesn't really look like you're looking at Jack Nicholson. It looks like in a way you're still looking at him, but more in a way that he has become the Joker himself, and not just with the makeup as well, and the costume designs that he had to wear for the character, but even how he played that role. He played it so well that even I get a bit like not like scared or anything, but more like okay, his character's going cuckoo. I'm not being mean right now. I'm just saying that his character is, you know, is going cuckoo. You know, that's that's just me what I'm saying. But he did a really good job. Everyone did. Um, but yeah, I would have to give credit to everyone behind the scenes of putting the movie together and editing it and working hard to make this movie really good. And even for those on set as well, they all did a good job. And yeah, I really like Michael Keaton's performance as Bruce Wayne and Batman because he can play both so well. But of course, they're the same person, because Bruce Wayne is Batman and Batman is Bruce. So, of course, he did a really good job on that because he fits the part. He really fits the part where you can see him playing Batman. And of course, that role suited him well in the movie. And yeah, his performance is just really entertaining to watch and really convincing to watch as well because it's like you are seeing him, but at the same time it seems like you're seeing the character that came to life, and that's how good everyone is. It's like yes, you are seeing these actors as their characters, but you're not seeing just them. You're seeing how they put their really great performances and to bring those characters to life. So it's like not only are you seeing them as their characters, but you're also seeing the characters that just came to life because how they did such a good job. So I really loved everyone's performances in the movie. Really great job. And I also love the music as well. And the music is composed by Danny Elfman, and I'm sorry, he did such a good job composing the music. I mean, I don't know how he came up with the music, but the way he came up with it, and I think the way he composed, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, the way he composed it just sounded like he knew what the theme song should be for Batman. Kind of like he knew, like, oh, this is what I want the music to sound like for Batman himself. So it seemed like he knew, and he came up with it in such in his own way that even when I hear the music, I'm like, yeah, like that's not just any music, the music score, like that is Batman's theme song. That is the kind of music that says, um, this is Batman's theme song, because it is. So I love the music score, and of course, even the songs that were in the movie um, by the late Prince. Really good songs in the movie, and like I said, plus the music score. Like, because when it comes to music, especially the music. I'm getting all tongue tied. Like when it comes to the music composed by the music composer, it just how do I put it? It just goes so well with the movie, and it has to really go with what's going on. So I just loved it, and of course, with music being added to the movie, I think in a way it gives it more to what's going on. And I think that's why when we do see what we're watching, plus hearing the music as well, I think that's why we feel moved or we feel touched by it, or maybe somehow we feel a bit emotional, like if we want to cry because it's that good, with the music as well. Because the music adds to it, it adds to uh, what's going on in the movie, and it adds to the emotions, through what's going on, like the characters and the situation. So I can see why with the music, it just helps so much to uh, everything in the movie, which, like I said, can move us, can touch us in any way, and can even make us feel sad, especially if it's a very sad moment. So I see why. But like I said, so the music for Batman is just awesome. It really is. And um, yeah, I just love the way it was composed by Annie Delf Danny Elfman. I'm sorry, I think I was gonna say something else. So yes, everything turned out really good. Just looking at the time, 16 minutes. Oh gosh. And of course, I have to give credit to Tim Burton as well because he did such a good job directing this movie. And I'm not sure who else could have done it better than Tim Burton himself. So, like I said, and even like the way he directed it, like the camera angles, which is quite good. So, like I said, I like everything about this movie. I like the story, the characters, and the cast, their performances, the music, and how it's directed by Tim Burton, and how everyone did such a good job. So, I would say that to rate this movie, to rate Batman, I would have to say I would give it an A. I would give it 7.7 out of 10. Um I would have to give at least 78%. Um what else is there? And I would give it 3 stars. So that is my review on Batman, and I hope you enjoy this. And if you like it and if you love Batman, then go ahead and leave a comment below on what you like about it and tell me if it's your favorite. And that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.